Learn to value yourself, which means fight for your happiness. Ooh, I'm so whoa. Life is like a roller coaster. Live it, be happy, enjoy life. Insignificant mortal, gravel at my feet. You are undeserving to be in the presence of such a sentient being, such as myself. For every minute you are angry, you lose 60 seconds. 60 seconds of happiness. That's quick maths, my boy. Yeah, I could very well represent the physical embodiment of the next evolutionary step for humankind. I am unmatched by the likeness of man and every existing form of anthropoid. I have achieved eternal happiness. I have the keys to life because I am better than you. Get on my level, you fucking cunt. Wow. What is going on, you guys? I've still got my green screen in the background. I was too lazy to take it down, but maybe I'll just use it for the remainder of this video because, yeah. But anyway, yeah, so this video is kind of getting pulled out of my ass here. But I mean, like, this is just something that I'm just a tad bit passionate about at the moment and that kind of thing. So I just kind of wanted to just talk about it on my channel because it's my channel and I can do whatever the fuck I want, right? It makes sense, right? So are we on the same board here? Board ship. Okay. So I had just a couple things that I just kind of wanted to talk about today. And that just kind of has to do with like, just something that's just been itching on my mind. It's just something that's just been itching on my mind for the past long time. And I just finally decided to make a video about it here. But it's just about people on social media who are woke, you know? And what I mean by that, it's just kind of like, you know, people who kind of like take these supposed, you know, when people decide to take these life-changing events about themselves or take some of these quotes that they feel are life-changing and that kind of thing, and they decide to post it on social media because they want to share the enlightenment. Wow. And I just think that shit is so fucking stupid, personally, because it's just like, okay, even before I get into some of these posts and that kind of thing, I just kind of want to just ask if you're somebody out there who does this, why? Just why? I guess I can kind of understand if you're like 14 or 15 years old and that kind of thing, and you're kind of just like testing these social boundaries in your life and that kind of thing. Like, you know, I was guilty of doing the same thing at one point too. I'll just go ahead and pop up a post right here of, you know, one of the examples that I'm talking about, kind of like, you know, experimenting with like the social, I don't want to call it a social experiment or anything, but that's pretty much what that is. It's kind of like when you like put something up that's a little bit riskier than what you would normally put up in that kind of thing in some sort of anticipation for a particular response. When they put stuff online, when they post stuff on their Instagram, whatever, I mean, I'm not too familiar with how other social networks operate and that kind of thing, because all I ever use is Instagram and Snapchat. I have a Facebook too, but I haven't been on it since middle school, so I mean, my Facebook is kind of like a lot of people's MySpaces and that kind of thing. It's just kind of like you just want to forget it and just move on with your life. So I typically notice it amongst like these younger kids and that kind of thing who post these like super life-changing and super inspiring quotes, you know, on their feeds and that kind of thing because they want to be able to share how woke they are, you know? But the thing that I don't understand is like when people my age, when people older than me, you know, decide to go out of their way to share their enlightenment and what they've learned in the world and that kind of thing. And even to like use social media as like a platform to like express your feelings. Like, I know that sounds kind of messed up for me to say. It's like, you know, because obviously I'm not endorsing, you know, the expression of feeling and that kind of thing. But when you're going through something like really rough and you're going through something really hard, in general, when life throws these trials at you, like, I just feel like if it's something as serious as you let's skip that part. Jobe, if you're editing this, skip about a couple minutes of this, because fucking you need to get your thoughts together here, man. But like, what I don't understand is like when people my age and when people even like older than me and that kind of thing, right? Like, I'm not talking about, you know, like 40, 50 years old. I'm talking about people who are somewhere within my age range. And I notice this a lot and that kind of thing. Like, the stupid shit about social media is just like, it gives people a lot of room to complain, you know? And again, I'm not trying to, you know, discourage the expression of feeling and that kind of thing, but there's almost kind of like this feeling of inauthenticity when it comes to sharing this stuff that you're going through on social media. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I'm a little bit scatterbrained, kind of like how I am in like all of my videos and that kind of thing. I think before I dig a deeper grave for myself here, I'm gonna just go ahead and just show you what I'm talking about here. Alright, and just in case anyone notices here, by the way, yes, my headphones are breaking off little by little, and yes, I keep layering the tape on more and more. I mean, you can clearly see that it's lopsided, and you can clearly see all that fucking tape, so, you know, it's a poor boy struggle out here, so I hope you guys can forgive that. Trust me, it's just as uncomfortable for me as it is for you, so just please bear with it. But just to kind of like show you guys what I'm talking about here, let's just go ahead and go on Instagram here for a sec. God. Like here, take a look at this shit. Stop chasing after people and being the only one trying to fix everything. It's mentally and physically exhausting. You have to find peace with whoever comes and goes from your life. Don't be the only one putting in effort, because you will lose yourself trying to save someone else. Note to self. Bro, I can't stand this shit, dude. I hate it when people try to like one-up me on my level of enlightenment, you know? Like, I don't know, it's just like something about this whole thing that just kind of like turns me off. If you guys ever catch a girl posting shit like this, drop her immediately. Okay, I'm kind of kidding, just a little bit, but like, come on. How can you say that's not cringe? See, here's the thing. Here's my little spiel. You know, like those people and that kind of thing, like, you know, whether they're on like Snapchat or whatever, but it's typically like the people on Snapchat and that kind of thing, you know, whenever they're going through something rough in their life and that kind of thing, as opposed to like going out of their way to try to communicate with someone and have a heart-to-heart with someone else and that kind of thing, without going out of their way to, you know, actually to reach out to somebody to actually talk to and that kind of thing, if it's actually that serious of an issue. They'll take the shit to social media and be like, guys, it's been a really rough day. I've just been sad all day. I just cried in the bathroom maybe an hour ago. I just can't seem to take life's shit anymore. It's like, that's not the kind of shit you want to be sharing with us, you know what I'm saying? And then as soon as they like finish with their little rants and that kind of thing and be like, guys, really, keep pushing through it, you know, there's gonna be a light at the end of that tunnel, you know. I've been there, I know what it's like to be sad. And they'll find some sort of way to like make it about themselves, right? Like, I know what it's like to be sad, guys, and I understand it can be hard, but, you know, you just really gotta keep your chin up, eyes forward, and there'll be brighter days, there'll be better days. Just like how I had to suffer, and how I'm so much better now. Did I mention I'm a better person now? God, I'm such a great person, bro. Shut the fuck up! I don't want to hear that shit. You know? Like, I'm sorry that you had a rough day. I'm sorry that you cried in the bathroom. But I mean, like, I barely know you. We're like mutual companions. Like, you know, we're not cool like that where you should be like letting me know this shit, you know? I don't feel comfortable knowing that shit about you. Keep that shit to yourself and within your small social group. Talk to your family, talk to your friends. You know, just don't put that shit online. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't know, dude. It's like, I feel like the people who post this shit kind of like have like this like big-headedness about themselves where they feel like they're better than somebody on some sort of level. And as a 100% purebred alpha male, I can't stand to take that shit, you know? I need to puff my chest out and just be like, fuck no, fuck you and your feelings, you bitch. Gotcha, bitch. Why do none of my videos have any sort of direction, bro? I'm gonna be editing this shit and I'm gonna be trying to find some sort of way to compile the shit to make it seem like it makes halfway sense, you know what I'm saying? God. There was this quote that I found on my phone that I had to screenshot because I had to go over it, because today is just a day I just get triggered today. So it's like, you know, we all have those days. Just let me have my day. This is something really stupid, really Tumblr. Do y'all see how beautiful this shit is? And most of us take it for granted every day. I kind of understand having those little moments of appreciation and that kind of thing for small things, like, you know, like getting up in the morning and having like the sun, like, you know, gleam in and that kind of thing. It feels really magical, it feels really beautiful. But again, like, when you take that kind of shit to social media and you tell me that I take this shit for granted, like, you know who the fuck I am, it just kind of like makes it a little bit inauthentic, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like the way that I imagine that whole scenario playing out. You woke up, you looked out the window, you saw the sun, right? And as opposed to just like having that moment for yourself and actually genuinely just living in the moment that you're in, right? God, I'm gonna sound old as fuck for this. But you went out of your way to grab your phone, take a picture, caption it, and put it on social media. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, or is it just me? You know? I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm just a hater. Like, I'm actually holed up in my house right now, talking shit behind the safety of my own walls. Yo, let me just close these blinds here real quick. Man, fuck the sun, dude. I'm gonna just stay here behind my computer and talk all the shit I want. I told you, bro, I'm an alpha male. Ooh, fuck you. Until someone actually approaches me on the street, and I'll just be like, no, I never said any of that shit, bro. I'll take it back on the spot, be like, bro, that video doesn't even exist, man. Like, I didn't say any of that shit, bro. Like, you know, I won't even acknowledge it, bro. I'll just take everything back, whatever you want from me at that moment. I'd be willing to suck your dick if you need to. But just leave me alone, bro. I'm just out here, just, you know, like, I'm just an internet troll, man. Okay, all right. So this is the very epitome of everything I hate about social media in general. Yes, it says I'm following this account. It's just one of those accounts that have been just one of my day ones, you know, and that kind of thing, and I just haven't been able to pull the trigger. I haven't been able to just fucking just follow through with that unfollow, bro. Like, it's just like, I don't know, I feel like I just feel weird doing that, you know? I hate this account so much because of just what it is, you know? It's one of those woke ass accounts, so to speak. Let's see here. What's gonna get me triggered today? What's gonna get me riled up here? Tag someone that means the world to you. Easy peasy. Okay, example of stupidity, exhibit A here. So, I found this post, you read it at face value, seems like, yeah, so inspirational, you know? It's like, oh my god, that's so true. But you know what? I'm about to debunk this shit, and I'm about to tell you why this makes no fucking sense, okay? Just remember, even your worst days have only 24 hours. 10-word story. Okay. First of all, I just kind of want you to notice how they used a plural there in that sentence. Days, implying more than one day. Right? So it's not 24 hours. And second of all, it's fucking stupid how they would even like have the audacity to put a time limit on, like, you know, it's like, whatever kind of shit you're going through, it's only gonna last 24 hours. If only that's how it worked, right? No, it doesn't last 24 hours. That shit would be easy to fly by if that were the case, right? I mean, like, 24 hours, like, that ain't shit, bro. You know, compared to other people who have suffered in the world and that kind of thing. Like, oh shit, their shit's only 24 hours? Like, fuck it up. Like, fuck it up, suck it up. I mean, bro, like, it'll be over tomorrow. Psh, pish posh, dumb ass shit, bro. I appreciate the effort and you trying to, like, expand my perspective on life and that kind of thing, but it was a complete and utter failure. Complete and utter failure. Let's move the fuck on. Life advice. 2 ways to look at life. 1, nobody gives a shit. 2, nobody gives a shit. Again, I can kind of see what they're trying to do here. They're trying to imply, okay, you can be a little bitch and be sad and mope around, or underneath the same circumstances, you can be a willfully ignorant bitch and just be happy with the fact that nobody gives a shit about you anyway, okay? So, 2 ways to look at life. That's a very narrow perspective, you know? I hate those kind of like, it's like you can go down one road, you can go down the other. Horseshit. So, like, I just feel like in general what really turns me off about these kinds of posts and that kind of thing too, it's like, you know, whoever reads this shit is typically very impressionable, because typically people who take this kind of stuff to heart is people still under development and that kind of thing, people 15 and under and stuff like that. They'll take this shit and be like, oh, you're so right, nobody gives a shit about me anyway, I might as well go about my life sad, right? This is so me, this is so true. No. If anything, I just feel like it would make more sense if they changed the words from both perspectives to everybody gives a shit, you know? Because there is not one person out there who does not give a shit about you, you know? So, yeah, if you really want to look at it from those perspectives, you know, you can be a mopey bitch about it, or you can just live the life that you were given, you know? Like, either way, the pretenses of these circumstances are wrong. So, everybody gives a shit. Everybody gives a shit about you, okay? Just know that. I feel like a lot of people do feel like, yeah, nobody really gives a shit about me, and it seems like they're almost kind of trying to like market upon that perspective, upon like, okay, the majority of people think that nobody gives a shit, so we're gonna go ahead and give them something relatable. You just really gotta switch up that perspective. Oh God. Oh. The famous, is this deep photo? This hit me. All people smile in the same language. People don't speak a language when they smile. We are lost in this society.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.
Tag the people you would take a bullet for. I just love you guys so much, and I just tagged you in this photo because I would be a hero, and I would take a bullet for you. As if this person would take a bullet for all these people. Yeah, the fuck, right? You can't be for real. You can't give me that bullshit. Okay, well, I mean, I don't really know how this video is going to turn out, but yeah, just in conclusion, you know, if you enjoyed this video, you know, feel more than free. Drop me a like, leave a comment. It's just an experimental kind of video, just like all my videos. I wonder how often I say that. See, so like when I get into these patterns and that kind of thing, like I start to notice like these sort of like patterns in my speech and that kind of thing, and I can't help but to think about like, when I catch myself doing that, I just like have to like acknowledge that out loud and be like, yeah, I mean, I wonder how many times I said that, how many times I do that, and I just get lost in my own head sometimes. But before I get, you know, too sidetracked again, I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and yeah, I'm never good at these things, so